Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Young here, and today I'm back in a Fortnite video. And today's video, I want to share with you guys the best settings to use if you are an aggro player. If you play really aggressive in this game, I want to show you guys the best settings to use to play really aggressive if you're going to maybe box fight, or if you're just trying to play a lot faster in the game. These are the settings you guys want to use. So definitely stay to the end of the video if you are looking for some very good aggressive settings to use. And real quick, before we get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. I give away V-Bucks every single Friday, so if you guys would like to enter this giveaway and win some free V-Bucks, all you guys have to do is to drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you guys get notified for every single new upload and when I announce the winners every Friday. And lastly, make sure you guys put down your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account down in the comment section below, and you guys will be automatically entered into the giveaway. And lastly, if you guys like to support me in the item shop, all you guys have to do, go down to the bottom right, hit on support a creator, type in my creator code, which is Young Humor, and you guys will have me added and supported as a creator in the item shop. And alright guys, let's go right to the video. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys the best aggressive settings to use here in Fortnite. And before you guys skip to the sensitivities that I have that I think are very good, there's three really important things that you guys have to know when you're choosing the sensitivity that works for you. Because if you have a sensitivity that matches all three of these requirements, it could be a very good setting to use for playing aggressively. And of course, I'm going to show you guys the sensitivity that I use when I want to play aggressive in this game. So if you guys are looking to play aggressive, as long as your sensitivity matches all three of these requirements, it is going to be a really good setting and sensitivity to use. So the first requirement that your aggressive settings have to have, you have to be very quick, and you also have to be good at being able to do the Mongrel Classic, because if you're going to play aggressive in the game, this is going to be an editing technique or a maneuver that you're probably going to be using quite a bit to outplay other players very quickly, and also at the same time just being able to destroy players in box fighting. This is something you guys have to master, and if you have a sensitivity that it's very difficult to do this consistently, or if you feel like you're just too slow when it comes to this technique, it's going to be very difficult to play aggressively very effectively. So you want to make sure that you have a sensitivity that's good for this technique. There's a lot of people who, when box fighting, they go for the cone placement, but based on the binds that I have, it can be, I don't know, just for me personally, it's a lot more comfortable to place a ramp, and that's why I decided to use the Mongrel Classic when I am box fighting other players. It's kind of my go-to thing, unless someone already has the ramp in the box. In that case, I'll probably just try to get the wall, and then I'll run in, I'll try to spray out their ramp, place my ramp, and then I'll go for an edit and try to get them with my shotgun. So the second thing you guys have to have, or at least be effective at with the sensitivity that you have in order to play aggressive, is you want to make sure you're able to edit very effectively when it comes to editing really close to the wall. Because when you try to edit close to the wall, it's significantly more difficult to do, and you have to be on a fast enough sensitivity to where you're able to edit it quickly. Because as you can see, if you're really far back, you're going to be able to edit that structure without too much movement because you're really far away and you don't have to move very far in order to make the edit. But when you come really close, you have to move your crosshair significantly more in order to make the same edit. So you have to make sure you have a sensitivity in which you're able to edit and also reset that structure quickly, because when it comes to playing aggressive, a lot of the times you're going to have to place a lot of walls, a lot of structures that are going to be in close quarter situations. So you want to make sure you're able to make this edit very quickly. Otherwise, you're going to get slowed down, and it's going to be very difficult to consistently outplay against those players, especially the ones that constantly just crank up the sky limit, because if you miss a couple edits, they're probably going to be another 3, 4, 5 stories above you. So you want to be as effective with editing as possible. So moving into the third thing that you guys have to have for your sensitivity to be a really good aggressive player, and that's going to be being able to make boxes very quickly and very effectively, because a lot of times when you're playing aggressive, especially in solos, you end up getting third-partied. And also another thing that happens is when you're playing aggressive, you can dominate the player the entire game or the entire gunfight, and then at the last moment the guy hits you for like 160 damage, you're down to 40 HP, And if you want to get off any of your heals, you're going to have to box up quickly so it gives you enough time to get off the heals that you need. And also another really good secret tip that you guys can use whenever you box up in a box fight. Of course, if you ever want to move out of the box, you can edit just out, to the wall next to you. But the more effective way is to edit down, as you see here. When you're making your boxes, you just want to edit straight down, because when you make an edit straight down as opposed to editing a wall, it's so much easier. Like, the chances of you messing up an edit where you're editing straight down, you literally just look down on the ground, you just click your edit button and then click the right trigger, and it automatically goes for the edit. It's not like an edit on a wall where you can potentially mess it up. So it's a lot more effective when you are going against other players who are a little bit more sweaty and you're trying to create distance and box up so you can get off a heal or two, or if you're getting third party, just kind of get yourself out of that gunfight. So editing down through the bottom is going to be an extremely good way to get out of that situation. So those are going to be the 3 things that your sensitivity has to have if you want to be able to be extremely effective when you're playing aggressively. Those are just the 3 things, in my opinion, that are the most important that you guys have to have for your sensitivity. And it doesn't matter what sensitivity you have, if you can do those 3 things, it's going to be a really good setting to use if you are looking to play aggressively. So now for the settings that I would recommend. So if you are looking for just my recommend settings and what I would use, I have a 2.2 building, a 2.3 editing with a 49% for my horizontal and vertical speed, which I'll talk about in a second. When it comes to your horizontal and vertical speed, choosing the best sensitivity for that really can be a lot of personal preference. But as far as my ADS sensitivity, I have 11% on both, which I think is a very good sensitivity to use if you are going for strictly close range. Otherwise, if you're looking for a good mix, I'd recommend maybe like a 10%. I have no look dampening time, and then I also have pretty low dead zones on a 9% on both, with my full controller setting off. So these are the settings I have that allow me to play really aggressively and very fast against a lot of players, and it helps me outplay a lot of really sweaty players and also players who tend to just box up and play slow. If I play really fast against them, a lot of times I can outplay the players that I'm going against. So as far as my horizontal and vertical speed, I have a 49% on both. Now as far as the best sensitivity, so the 3 things that I was showing, that was mainly focused on editing, but as far as the best sensitivity to use for your horizontal and vertical speed, this one I have a 49%, and the reason being is, personally, I think you want to be a little bit on the higher end, just because when you're box fighting another player, there's a couple chances where someone could maybe jump over you and you have to go for a complete 180. And I personally think anything higher than a 52% is just going to be too high, unless it's your thing, unless you like to play on a high sensitivity. But I feel like you're not going to get, caught turning around and struggling to turn around on anything that's higher than a 52. So I choose to play on about a 49%, because with 49% it's slow enough to the point where I have a lot of control when I'm fighting other players, but it's not too fast to the point where I feel like I'm overcorrecting my shots. I feel like I'm over flicking and I'm just missing a lot of my shots because it's just too fast to control. And of course, a lot of you guys might actually really like the higher sensitivities, and that's fine if that's your thing. But for me, I think a 49% is about the highest that I would go as far as playing aggressively. And of course, you can play aggressively on a little bit lower of a sensitivity. You don't have to play on a 49%. I usually play on anything between a 46 and a 48%, and that ranges is about the sensitivity that I use from, pretty much all the times when I switch my sensitivity. I stay in the ranges of anything from like 44 to 48, maybe 49 if I want to go a little bit more aggressive, but that tends to be the range of sensitivity that I prefer. Of course, some of you guys might think that's a little too slow, or maybe some of you guys think it's a little too fast, but the main thing are the 3 things that I mentioned at the beginning as far as editing. If you're able to make those edits very crisp, very effectively, and very easily with the sensitivity that you have, I think you're going to have a very good sensitivity as far as playing aggressively, because you're going to be able to play very fast against all type of players. And of course, there's other things as well, but as far as an aggressive play style, you have to just make sure you're very quick on your edits, you're very quick with predicting the other player's movements, And as well, I think double edits are going to be one of the most crucial things as far as like if you place a cone and floor over another player, being able to edit that really quickly and go for a fast shot is going to be really effective against a lot of players, being able to do the Mongol Classic, and there's just a lot of other things as well. But as long as your sensitivity is able to do the 3 things as I showed at the beginning, I think you're going to have a great sensitivity to use to play aggressively, and you're going to get a lot more wins. And with that being said, that's wrap it up for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you found this video helpful, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Hit that notification bell so you guys get notified for every single new upload. And as well, I do live stream every single day here on this channel at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. That's where the background gameplay comes from, just from my live streams, which I play every day. Like I said, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. Hit the notification bell so you guys will get a notification when I go live on this channel. But with that being said, I really appreciate you guys watching the video. And alright guys, I will see you next video.